Hey guys, it's me again, Orchler. What ifs? Where we last left off? Let's see. Checking. So, where we last left off, Bell and Celebrimbor. So, Bell got more explanation on who Celebrimbor was. They got the whole rat bag thing. Like, in the first game, you meet a character called Rat Bag. He essentially tells you, like, he gets you started on, like, killing the campaign, like, big bad, you can already kill captains beforehand, but he gets you started on like the whole pursuit of killing the war chiefs. And I pretty much had him go through, Bell and Celebrimbor go through the quest line, doing my best to impersonate some of the characters such as Brog and Mog, the twins. And I think I did somewhat okay. Not the best. Like, by far, it was not the best at all. But I think I almost got it. It's just a matter of refining it. But anyways, as I was digressing, Bell and Celebrimbor eventually kill Mog, and Bell even goes after another war chief called Karagor Butcher. As when he killed him, a bunch of other tribesmen and such went running off into different directions because of how much they feared Bell. And now I'll pick back up where we last left off. So, Ratbag's in a position of power, and another war chief has been killed. As Bell is talking with Celebrimbor, saying that he has drawn more attention to himself, thus the hammer may come. As one of the servants may come, Celebrimbor, he's like, I thought you said for us to wait down, Bell. Says, yes, but this will expedite the process. Plus, if we are able to get at least one of them separated, we should be able to have an easier time of taking out the trio. And before they even come here and realize me as a threat, they may have Trollslayer come after me personally. The others don't seem to know about you nor care. As Celebrimbor says, very well, Bell. We shall follow your plan. He's like, what of Ratbag? He's like, Ratbag was a useful tool, and he is still fulfilling a useful purpose. So, we shall focus on the other war chiefs and the captains. He's like, if you say so, master. So, who should we pursue next? The next one's gonna be difficult. The other one you took down, the Butcher, was tough, considering everything, but he was unrefined and easily taken down. The other three will not be as easy. So we got a couple. We got here either the Brawl Master. Yeah, Brawl Master is one of the ones I remember. Then there's the Executioner. Yep. And then for the final one, it's what is known, which is actually one of my favorite ones. The character's name is the Brother. Now, the Brother's gimmick is that he's one of the dumb ones, as he speaks very simple, but he acts like he has he has a shoulder piece with a head on it. It's hilarious, and I love it. But anyways, what he says is that those are the ones remaining. Out of all of them, the Brawl Master will be the easiest to kill. The other two, the toughest one is the Brother. His strength is said to be twice that of any other. So, we shall see how it goes, Bell. It's like, so, we're going after Brawl Master first? Indeed we are, Bell. Indeed we are. As they set off, as they cause havoc, as the force around Troll Slayer is still large, and they have to kill more and more tribesmen every day just to get even noticed, you could say, as eventually they find the Brawl Master. As it is said, he's a Brawl Master. He pretty much puts on brawls and such for everyone to fight in. As during one of these, Bell snuck in wearing some tribesman clothes and such. As he started slaughtering the competition, he's like, "Where is the Brawl Master?" As the Brawl Master, after Bell has cut down person upon person, Brawl Master is intrigued and actually comes down himself. Brawl Master, the brother, and the I've already forgotten that name. Yeah, I hate those, tell you the truth, when I forget them, but I remember the Brawl Master and the brother. But Bell and such continues with it, as he is still challenging the Brawl Master to an actual brawl. As the brawl, I'll just call him the Brawler from now on, says, "Are you even worth my time?" Nah, that ain't one of the that isn't how one of them speaks. But like I said, I can't really do any good one. Look here. Wow. Fight hasn't been kind to you. What good's brought you to? That's from another guy called the Blood Axe. Yeah, I can't think of an accent. So sorry. Or you're welcome. Whichever side you are on when it comes to that. Sorry. Yeah. So as Bell has challenged him, the Brawl Master has a broken shield and a weird looking helmet on. So as he fights the Brawl Master, he is by far the weakest war chief he has met out of the two he has killed, as he quickly just pretty much slices off his head. As he's like, "I'm bored." As he's like, "Whoever wants to take his place, fight amongst yourselves for it." As he just leaves. As Celebrimbor did not have to get involved whatsoever. So, the brother is the toughest of the war chief. So, oh god, what was that name I thought of for the other one? What was it? Just remembered it. There we go. The Executioner. Sorry. That was actually also a really cool one. The Executioner. As well, it's just as it said. They're the enforcers of law, you could say. Like in the most strange use of the word law. But what they do is that they essentially just put people down who get out of order, you could say. More so than they already usually are. So, as he's in charge of enforcing the ranks of the executioners, they make sure the society doesn't break down. As with that being said, the executioner at the moment is quite busy, as since all these tribesmen and such are coming together, there's bound to be some problems, especially since they come with a wide variety. Some of them are super religious, some of them don't really care about them, it's like that. So they have their hands full at the moment. So as they talk about how they could make things worse, so they start at the bottom of the ranks. They start killing the lowest executioners, as they are just the ones they keep in an area and hold the peace. As they slaughter through them over weeks of just doing this, eventually the executioner after he hears that, another one of your enforcers have been killed, Lord Chief. He's like, oh, oh. It's like, the ranger, he's like, oh. As he reaches over and grabs his giant executioner sword, he's like, find me the ranger. I think that's how I was going with the voice. I'm sorry about it. Says, the ranger shall die. As he has a very, very messed up voice. That actually is like hurting my throat. As Bell is finishing up slaughtering one of the other war chiefs. As by this point, Bell has figured out how to make the bow with with magicka. He can only shoot 4 shots in total before he has to give himself time to recharge, but it still works. I'm not gonna do the voice anymore, so just imagine that every time he speaks, he says Ranger. It's like executioner. As Bell finishes lopping off another one of the executioner's head, he says, I was wondering when you'd come and face me. He says, your days are at an end. Due to the crimes you have committed against us, your sentence is death. Says, I see. But is this all you could gather for me? Or is this more in the back? Says, I don't need any more to come and rip off your head. Now come, face me. Says, yeah, alright. As Bell puts his hand up and lets a signal go, as Celebrimbor takes out the 3 bodyguards with him, he's like, oh. As he pulls out his cleaver, he says, your little friend in the shadows, huh? Well, ain't no trouble. As he moves forward, slicing down, as Bell's sword clangs. As at that moment, the executioner grabs onto it and pushes forward as Bell's sword snaps. As he's like, what the? As the executioner then pretty much uses his flat of his blade as he smacks Bell. Bell's like, dang it. As he says, ranger, sword so flimsy. As he tosses it to the ground, as then he pretty much takes his backhand and backhands Bell. As he then steps on Bell's back, he's like, now, time for the execution. As he raises up the sword, Celebrimbor rushes from behind as he is able to get him in the back. As the executioner was trying to be quick about it, but Celebrimbor was able to get over there quickly. As he slammed his sword right into the armpit of the executioner, he's like, oh dang it, got too cocky. As Celebrimbor, as he throws the guy off his sword, the executioner's left arm from where he was stabbed is just hanging there limply. As he grabs his cleaver with his one hand, he's like, oh, sorry. With the executioner letting off a vicious growl, Celebrimbor says, are you okay, Bell? As Bell says, yeah, I'm fine. As he just looks down, he just broke my sword. You broke my sword. As Bell takes out his short sword and his now broken sword and pretty much cut the executioner to ribbons, as he's like, oh, justice will come for you both. As he's like, but that day is not today. As he slams the dagger right through the heart, or as close, pretty much slams it into his chest as he just rips it out. As he says, as he looks over his weapon, he's like, "Dang it." Celebrimbor says, I can refix it, Bell." Like, really? He's like, "Yes." It's like, "It was a clean break. Shouldn't take too long." As Bell says, "Alright." As they go to their little cave, and Celebrimbor quickly sets up a makeshift smithy. As he just superheats blade and makes it back better. As using some of his magic, he reinforces the sword so that way it doesn't break a second time. As with that, going along with that, Bell sort of, as they just wait it out, with them waiting for the brother to show up, as no war chiefs have popped up again since in fear of dying. Troll Slayer is talking with the brother and Ratbag about catching Bell, saying it's pretty much essential for the alliance with the trio to go through. In that, if it doesn't go through, they're looking for more blood to spill for their weird god, their Black Hands monster. So if they don't find them, their heads are gonna roll. Troll Slayer may be formidable. It could possibly go against the tower or the hammer tower. But there's no way he can go against the Black Hand. He realizes that. So he is kind of scared. So he says that he will accept the challenge of the Ranger. As he says, "Send that out. Me and brother will be waiting for him." Ratbag, as he says, Ratbag is in charge of the main camp. As he sees Ratbag as being cunning, being very smart in that sense, saying that he'd probably be able to manage it. And says that if Ratbag does anything stupid, kill him. As Ratbag's like, "Oh, this is a lot of responsibility." As with that, Troll Slayer and the brother go out to meet Celebrimbor. As they heard where he was at, or where Troll Slayer would be meeting them at, as they made their way there. As they're hanging out, as they just see him with the brother, as they drop down, the Troll Slayer says, "So, you're the Ranger. Well, you don't look so impressive." Bell says, "Well, I am not a giant. Well, I'm no troll. But my swords can do much more than any troll ever will." As Troll says, "You're funny." As he removes from his back a giant, well, not a giant, but it's a weird weapon for sure. What it is that it's like a trident or halberd, you could say. As he's a shield bearer, as he has a giant tower shield mixed with a giant halberd. As he says, brother, deal with him. If you can't, I'm sorely disappointed." As brother says, "Don't worry, boss. I'll kill him." And he's like, "Don't disappoint me." He's like, "Come on, brother." As he charges forward, as he tries to slam down on Bell, Bell says, "Not so fast." As he cuts the little head off its little spike, brother says, "Brother!" As he reaches down to pick up the head, as he's falls silent. As he is angry right now since, well, Bell just killed his brother. As he comes swiping and smashing at Bell, he's like, "You're angry, I see." As he takes his dagger, throws it in his foot as he's like, "Argh!" And then just, head is chopped in half. Very easy kill, but overall, the brother was the strongest out of all of them, but not the best. The best, by most people's standards, was the butcher or the executioner. And now for Troll Slayer, he's like, disappointing. But I got a new toy to play with, it seems. As he comes charging at Bell, as with Celebrimbor, they shoot an arrow. As he's like, oh, this will be interesting. As he takes up a position, as he has his shield in front of him, as he's like, Bell, remember our strategy. He's like, yes, master. As when they continue forward with this, they charge him. As Celebrimbor goes on the right, distracting him, and Bell goes on the left to try and sweep not sweep, but try to get jabs in on his left side with his sword. As immediately, what he does is that he rushes to his right, as he then trips Bell, as then he takes his shield, as he holds it firmly, as he pretty much then rushes Celebrimbor, charging forward as he smashes right into a rock that was pretty much behind him, as the rock just shatters. He says, been a while, as he's like, master, the Troll Slayer seems much stronger than we anticipated. He's like, he's nothing yet, Bell. Does not take much to kill one. He dies just as easily as any other. It's like, oh, you're right about that. But as he as he turns around, you gotta get me first. As he rushes forward, well, more or less lunges, as he jumps forward, sweeping his halberd as Bell barely blocks it. Then he does a spin and sort of backhands, uses it as he bashes Celebrimbor. As Celebrimbor is set off balance a little bit, as then he quickly moves in with a jab forward, as Celebrimbor is barely able to just be able to be skimmed across his arm, as he's like, there we are. As he pretty much smashes forward again, hitting Celebrimbor, as Bell comes from behind and is able to slash him across his back. But after that, pretty much what he does is that he pretty much drops his halberd down to a lower thing, as then he pretty much turns it as he stabs Bell right in his side. Bell, taking this opportunity, gets in close and slices him right around the chest area. As Troll Slayer has to back up for this, Bell's like, Troll Slayer's like, well done, but that ain't enough. As taking an immediate step backwards, he then throws his shield somewhat, as he throws it like Captain America in a way, as Bell pretty much catches it almost, as it's more or less he actually fumbles backward with how much this weighs, as then he dual wield pretty much grabs the halberd in both hands, as he smashes through Celebrimbor's guard, as then he picks him up and pretty much punches him in the face and choke slams him. Then he kicks him in the face, as Celebrimbor's ugh. As I said, the Troll Slayer can go toe to toe with with the Black Captains, the Black Captains are what they're referred to in the game. He can go toe to toe with them. As Bell's like, master, he's like, now come, Ranger. The Black Captains only want you, not him. As he walks forward, come with me quietly, and this can all be over. As Bell says, you won't take me alive, scum. As he's like, very well then. As he pushes forward again with the halberd in his two hands, pretty much trying to smash Bell again, but Bell is able to sort of duck under it, as he pretty much does a back roll, he rolls backwards, as then he throws daggers, as the guy pretty much puts up his arm as he's kind of heavily armored on like one side, as the magical daggers penetrate into it, but don't really get deep enough to like cut him. As they just dissipate, he's like, "Oh, you got some tricks, do ya?" Well, as he sort of jumps forward, smashing Bell with the pommel of his halberd, as it has a bit of weight to it, as he clocks Bell right in the side of his face. Bell feels this as he rolls. He stands back up. He's like, "What?" Like a. As then he spits out a couple of teeth. He's like, the Troll Slayer's like, dang it, I thought that'd kill you. As Bell also feels in his jaw is broken. Yep. As Bell says, he throws several more daggers as he moves forward with his two swords, as he sort of pushes the Troll Slayer back a little bit, but right before he's immediately overpowered. As the Troll Slayer slips forward, trying to shove him back, Bell slips under as he takes his short sword and stabs him right in the gut, and then twists it as the Troll Slayer then pretty much punches him in the face. Deku falls to the ground. Not Deku. Bell falls to the ground. He's like, "Oh my!" As he's like, "I think he broke my nose." He's like, "Celebrimbor, get your ass up!" As he like feels it, he feels around. He knows his jaw is broken. And he feels his nose has been messed up a bit as he feels bleeding, as he sort of does like a... as he snorts out of it, sort of snorts out of his nose, causing like blood to go on the ground. He's like, ugh. As the Troll Slayer then rips out the knot, like he feels around, he's like, that ain't coming out. As he's just leaves it there for a second, as then Bell pushes forward again. As Troll Slayer takes his halberd, as he's like, I can't get close enough. As the Troll Slayer went over, picked up his shield again, and now with the sword right there, Bell's like, alright, this is gonna hurt like hell. As he rushes, he sort of pretends to miss the Troll Slayer, as the Troll Slayer then hits Bell in the back and sort of starts putting pressure on him. He's like, I already told you, should have come peacefully. As then Deku's like, say that to my face. And how about, well, not say that to my face, but like, how about we go back with what you wanted originally? He's like, too late for that. As he flips Bell over, as Bell sees his chance, as he like summons a dagger, as he throws it right into like the underarm, like where it's not as heavily armored, of Troll Slayer, as it then locks up his like Troll Slayer's little joint right there, as it stabs straight into it, as he's like, I can't. As then Bell quickly slips out from under there, as he takes the short sword that's embedded in Troll Slayer's stomach and rips it upward. Yeah. As Troll Slayer just goes for a second, like, oh. As he falls backwards, as his organs are shown on the ground. I think there's a specific word for that, but I can't remember it. Well, anyways, what happens then is that Bell immediately rushes over Master, as he like kicks Celebrimbor. He's like, get up. As Celebrimbor's like, Talion, what happened? He's like, well, Troll Slayer's dead. As he helps Celebrimbor up, as Bell's like, oh. He's like, are you okay, Bell? He's like, jaw broken, no talk. As he's like, oh, sorry, Bell, you had to do that on your own. As Celebrimbor's like, we should recuperate. And it seems like Ratbag will be in charge. So then later on, Ratbag sends out parties to go search for where Troll Slayer went, saying that the boss and that the hammer is gonna be here soon, that the ranger's body will be needed to appease him. As he like pretty much grabs one of the dudes, he's like, find him now. As Ratbag is gotten a little bit bossy, as Ratbag starts planning his escape route, but he can't think of what to do, so, kinda screwed. But anyways, with that coming out, Belle and Celebrimbor's hide out in their little cave for a while, as they use Celebrimbor's knowledge of herbs. Yes, Celebrimbor's an elf. He knows a lot of stuff. As he makes him some stuff. As it's just pretty big. Well, not Celebrimbor's knowledge of herbs, but Belle's. Since, Belle is the one trained in medicine. As Belle is able to find the right herbs as he applies them, he's like, it isn't much, but it'll do for now. As Belle's, is just, as they're just resting there, as Belle says, he's like, as Celebrimbor's like, would you like to hear a story, Belle? He's like, it's like, alright. Let me think of one. As then Celebrimbor pretty much just starts telling stories to Belle. As that's where I'm going to end this one off at. Anyways, I hope you all guys have enjoyed this, and I may continue the following What If Deku Was a Fallen series soon. How much would you guys like that? I don't know how many of you have watched the What If Deku Was a Fallen series, but tell me, would you guys like me to restart it up? If so, I wouldn't mind that. I just need to continue studying up on the lore. There's the DLC Shadowkeep, then there's Beyond Light, then there's all the seasons, like Saint 14 returning. A lot of stuff has come up, so I'll be getting right on to that. But anyways, I hope y'all guys have enjoyed this. Hope you guys continue to enjoy this, and I hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.